In this video, we're diving deep into one of the most intense battles in solo leveling. What happens when a national-level hunter, a man known as a walking calamity, clashes with the monarch of shadows, the hunter who defies all logic? Thomas Andre, the strongest hunter in America, a monster in human form, feared across the world for his raw strength. Jinwoo Sung, the hunter who rose from the weakest, now commands an army of shadows, standing at the peak of power. Two titans, one battlefield, and only one can walk away victorious. This is not just a fight. It's a clash that will shake the very foundation of power. Let's break it down. In the world of hunters, grudges are never truly buried. It all started when Hwang Dongzu, a ruthless S-rank hunter, attacked Yu Jinho without warning. His reason? Revenge. His brother had been killed. And the only two people who could be responsible? Jinwoo and Jinho. Jinho didn't stand a chance. Dongsu's fists slammed into him like a hammer, his blows so powerful they shattered the very ground beneath them. Blood splattered. Jinho gasped for air, his body barely holding together. He was one hit away from death. But then the air changed. A shadow loomed over them. Before Dongzu could land the final blow, a fist collided with his ribs. Jinwoo had arrived, and he was furious. He didn't say a word. His eyes locked onto Jinho, barely breathing on the ground. Without hesitation, Jinwoo took out a health potion, but it didn't work. His HP was too low. The potion wouldn't heal him. Jinwoo said, "Is any one of you a healer?" They stayed silent. Cowards. Not a single one among them could save Jinho. So Jinwoo made sure they would regret it. Jinwoo dashes forward, fists smashing into them. Bodies flew like rag dolls. With just a few blows, he crushed every single one of them. There was no mercy. Dongsu struggling to stand. And then Dongsu himself came forward, rage in his eyes. Jinwoo walking toward him. Dongsu said, You killed my brother, didn't you?" Jinwoo said, "Go ask him by yourself." Jinwoo strikes, his fist sinking deep into Dongsu's stomach. Dongsu's body blasts through multiple walls. The sound of crumbling debris fills the air. But Jinwoo wasn't done. Before Dongsu could even react, Jinwoo grabbed him by the head. This wasn't a fight anymore. This was a massacre. And then Thomas Andre arrived. The scavenger guild had arrived in full force. Their strongest hunters stepped out first, but standing at the very front, Thomas Andre, America's strongest hunter. He took one look at the scene. His men? Unconscious. Dongso? Barely alive, his head in Jinwoo's grip. Thomas Sayek. Sung Jinwoo, if you surrender now, I'll spare your life. For a moment there was silence. The Scavenger Guild members tensed, waiting for Jinwoo's answer. And then Jinwoo raised his middle finger. That was all it took. The battle had begun. Jinwoo's shadows explode from the ground. Thomas's men draw their weapons. The air between them grew heavier. And then Thomas Andre moved. With an explosion of force, Thomas lunged into Jinwoo's army, his monstrous strength sending shadows flying. Jinwoo's summoned army reacted instantly. Tusk, the fire-type sorcerer, raised his staff. But before he could even complete the spell, Thomas's fist slammed into Tusk's face. His body collapsed into black smoke, disappearing instantly. Not hesitating for a second, Thomas charged toward Jinwoo. But then, Tank the beast-like shadow tank-type warrior stood in his path. But to Thomas Andre, Tank was nothing. A single devastating punch. One strike, that's all it took. Tank's massive frame soared through the air, smashing through wall like a wrecking ball. And just like that, he was gone. Jinwoo didn't move. Then, in the blink of an eye, Jinwoo appears behind Thomas. Jinwoo's fist slams into his back. But Thomas barely budged. He smirked. Before Jinwoo could react, Thomas's arm moved like a blur. Jinwoo is launched backward. But before he could even hit the ground, Thomas raised his hand. He used his telekinetic skill to stop Jinwoo in mid-air. For a moment, it seemed like Jinwoo was caught. But then, Jinwoo shattered the invisible grip. Jinwoo dashes forward. In an instant, he was up close. Jinwoo's fist crashes into Thomas. But Jinwoo didn't stop there. He summoned his daggers, Kamish's wrath gleaming in his hands. Blades slashing through the air. Rapid slashes cutting through the wind. Thomas barely managed to block. The daggers grazed his skin, but they didn't pierce him. Thomas grinned. That's when he knew. He had to get serious. An explosion of raw energy. With a deep growl, Thomas activated his reinforcement ability. His muscles bulging, glowing with golden energy. His body transformed, his muscles expanded, his veins glowing gold. And then, he tacked. A double-handed smash. The ground erupts, buildings crumble. Jinwoo barely dodged, launching himself onto a half-destroyed skyscraper. As he perched above, watching from above, Thomas wasn't finished. Thomas activated his capture ability, black hole energy, swirling in the battlefield. The air itself distorting, shadows being pulled in. Jinwoo's army began to disappear. The void swallowed them one by one. But before Thomas could celebrate, Jinwoo appeared above him. Thomas launched himself to Jinwoo, and Jinwoo stopped him with his one leg and sent him towards ground. Thomas wasn't done yet. With a deep growl, his capture ability activated, a black hole forming beneath him. But then, Jinwoo moved. In an instant, Jinwoo raised his hand, activating his own ability. Commander's authority. An invisible force grabbed Thomas. For the first time, Thomas was being dragged. Jinwoo and Thomas's fists clashed. The force of their punches sent shockwaves across the battlefield. At first it seemed equal. But then, Thomas's armor began to crack. His legendary reinforced skin was breaking. His body crashed into the earth. Jinwoo didn't hesitate. Before Thomas could rise, he was already there. Jinwoo dashes forward. A brutal knee strikes Thomas's face. Thomas's head snapped back. His massive frame was sent flying through 3 buildings. As the dust settled, Jinwoo was already there. Jinwoo didn't let up. Jinwoo smashed punch after punch. And then Thomas is thinking how he can lose and shout, "I'm the strongest," but Jinwoo reply, "It doesn't matter who you are." He looked at Jinwoo with realization. He couldn't win. Thomas said, "It's over. I lost." And then the fight was over. And just like that, the battle between Jinwoo and Thomas Andre comes to an end. One of the most powerful hunters in the world, defeated by the Shadow Monarch himself. But this is just one of many legendary battles in the world of manga. Do you want to see more epic fights like this? Or maybe a deep dive into your favorite rom-com, dark fantasy, or underrated manga gems? Comment below and tell me what battle or manga you want to see next. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an epic manga explanation.